We're back at it again. This time, we was up in Salisbury, North Carolina. I get called out on a bet. It's freezing cold, but this was one of the best matches I've been to in a long time. Let's find out what took place. What's up, good people? I'm Michael Woodland of 𝐿 Tactical, and thank you for joining us for another match review. If this is your first time joining us, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and click the bell notifications on how you want to be notified on when we put out new videos. It will be greatly appreciated. This week's match took place up in Salisbury, North Carolina, and this was by far the best local match I've been to in a long time. Now, I will tell you, if you are looking for a tune-up, preparing for a major match in a sense of speaking, this could be the place to go to, because a couple stages that we was doing over the weekend, I think that could have been a couple stages for a major match in the sense of speaking. But before we start talking about what took place at the match, let's go ahead and give a shout out to the match director and the setup crew. So the range is Rowan County Gun Club. Their website says Rowan County Wildlife Association. You look them up on Practiscore, it's RPS. So we're just going to go ahead and identify the club as being RPS. Now, the match directors being Brian Wolf and Dan Dorian. The setup crew being John Royer, Mason Royer, Jeff Tyson, Tom Rader, Alan Corey, Matt Wolf. This guy's going to be a problem for a lot of people, in my personal opinion. He's only 17 years old and already a master, but we're going to talk about that at a later time. Matt Posvar and Keith. I'm not going to butcher your name, my man, but thank you all for taking the time to put together a match of this caliber. It was greatly appreciated. I had a lot of fun. Me and the Taco Commander, we talked about each stage the whole ride back home, and we're still talking about it today. Great job. So one thing that goes into making a match great, or even very good, is the concept that it has you thinking. I like to think, I like to be challenged. This was the match that did it. Now, I do know for a fact I will be visiting this club again before the Area 6 and the North Carolina sectional that will be taking place later on in the year. So both of those events are taking place at that same range. What a coincidence. But then again, look at the caliber of the design of the stages. You gotta give props where props are due. Stage 1. Stage 1 was one of these stages that really had me thinking. So when you look at the stage, when we check out the video, look at it from the standpoint of the very back, and I'm gonna call this, well, let's say the back, the middle, and the front. The issue I had was the 4 targets in the middle, I couldn't get it to sync with my movement as far as flowing and how I wanted to do it. So basically what I did was I decided to take out 2 targets after the beat and then execute my whole moving from right to left and finish the stage. Now, I felt good on my movement going into this, but the one thing about it was it really flustered me with where and how I should do a reload and what target order should I take. It was a thinker, but I think I did pretty good on this stage. So here's stage 1.
Are you ready? Stand by. holster.
Stage 2. Once again, this was another stage that kind of messed with your mind a little bit, but at the same time, it really forced you to think. Of course, for me, what I actually ended up doing, I ended up taking one of the targets that was an open target so I can go ahead and get that out the way first. Wouldn't have to worry about it. Now, shooting the target that had the no shoots on it, I slowed down my cadence. My personal opinion, when it comes to shooting targets like this, the targets with the no shoots on it, especially if it's your first targets of that stage, it's going to set the tone for how you shoot the remainder of that stage. And I know for a fact I slowed down my cadence on this no shoot. I was just being overly cautious. Shoot the messenger, I'll take it. But now, going forward, there was 2 more targets. I went ahead and shot those on the move. But at the end of this stage, shooting area, you got to take a lean. The lean had 2 targets behind the barrels, so it made the shot a little bit more difficult. That lean and those target positions was eating people's lunch. Now, the way it went was you had a target, a no shoot, and then another target. But the no shoot wasn't, but only was so big. But the way they had the presentation of the targets, you really had to focus on that front sight, dot, or whatever it is you were shooting. Now, when I executed my reload, coming from that position that was eating everybody's lunch on that lean, I didn't feel like my feet was right after I executed that reload going into that port. Everything else felt good. Now, I thought the stage was good until I heard the call of a mic. The last target being graded, I ended up getting a mic. But check out the stage run. Tell me what you think.
Are you ready? Stand by. Finish unload, show clear. Clear hammer down and holster. Range is clear. I got
Stage 3. Stage 3. This was my favorite stage of the day. Now, this stage presented all kind of difficulties, but how would you run it? Would you be overly cautious and run it slower? Would you try to push yourself? Or how would you do it? Now, the one thing about this stage, what I discovered when I was doing my walkthrough is, if you mess up one thing, it's going to be hard to recover. So you got to be shooting on the move. You got to hit your reloads at the right position, but at the same time, you can get sucked in by shooting targets flat-footed, which that caught me, right? I ended up taking an extra 2 shots, which messed up my count. And of course, you can't do the math on the run. That's the bottom line. I ran out and I had to do a reload, right, on the position. But like I said, it was too much going on and there's a little bit of stage. The easier way out would have been keep the same stage plan, but do a reload going into every box. So I had to do 2 reloads going into moving forward because each shooting area was its own box. Too much thinking, a lot of fun, but check out stage 3 and tell me what you think.
ready. Stand by. Clear, hammer down, and holster. Range is clear. Team round 3.
Stage 4. once again, stage 4, it was a thinker, but it possessed the problem of what to do with 4 targets in the middle. Now, the one thing that proposed this problem is the shooting area was massive. So, and the way it was offset a little bit, it wasn't like you could just sit in one position and hose the first half of the stage. You literally had to run to a corner, you had to move back or forward, however you had to execute it. So what I decided to do was stake off to the right, take out the targets in the corner, and then execute the further shot going across the range, then going back to the left, and then coming back to the right. And after the reload, everything felt smooth, except for the still was dodging my bullets for whatever reason. And once I got those down, I literally ran the magazine dry. But check out this stage run and leave your comments in the section. I thought it was a good stage run, but the Taco Commander was giving me grief about what was going on. So you tell me what you think about this stage run.
Stand by.
Stage 5. This is a classifier stage. It turns out it is 0908, known as Crackerjack. Now, this is a basic classifier, but the whole thing is you got to remember you're racing against time, and how many other times have this been beat up as far as hit factor and everything else. When I actually did it, I did not realize that I did this classifier with an A-class run. It actually surprised me when I got home and I looked it up and I saw that. Because I honestly thought I was 1 second or 2 seconds off from it being an A-class run. My goal was to execute an A-class run on this classifier. I actually met it. But check it out, tell me what you think. I'm actually happy for myself.
Are you ready? One.
Stage 6. Stage 6 is the course of a mini memory stage, in a sense of speaking. And when I say a mini memory stage, it's mainly you could have shot certain targets flat-footed in position and still done very well. But if you was going to actually try to run and do a very decent time, shooting on the move was probably your better option. Now, what actually ended up taking place was I originally was going to start from left to right. But one target made a determination for me to try to do it going from right to left. I had a hiccup, had a high raised up primer that got in the way, caused a malfunction, and I think I recovered okay. Not great, but okay. Finished the stage, and you check it out, you tell me what you think.
Are you ready? Stand by.
Just wherever I've been going through something kind of got into it.
So there you have it. The match that took place in Salisbury, North Carolina at Rowan County Wildlife Association. But we're going to go ahead and call it RPS because when you do the lookup on Practiscore, that's how you got to look it up, RPS. Their match actually takes place the second Saturday of every month. And I can actually say the competition value is there. So I'm definitely going back to that one. Now, one thing about this match, my buddy John Royer from Outdoor Dynamics, he called me out. He legitly sent me a message, woke me up, and placed the bet. I was like, all right, we're going to do this. Now, I already know he's a high caliber shooter, but he was shooting production. Thinking about it, okay, I have somewhat of an advantage because he can only have 10 rounds in his magazine. I can have 20 rounds in my magazine. Psh, too easy. That wasn't the case. John had me for lunch. He came in 16th place overall because that's what we was going by, the overall standards. He came in 16th, I came in 27th. He destroyed me. But there's always next time. I'm coming back. Trust me, I'm going to redeem myself. Now, if you're following all the people who called me out and all the challenges that we have going on, you would already know the Taco Commander has me right now 0-2. He's up. Panda Lorian, he's just coming back off of vacation, so we got to wait for him to get on the range. But he's going to talk smack more than anything, so trust me, that's more funny than anything else. Lucky actually has me 0-1 right now also. So we already know, as I stated, Outdoor Dynamics has me 0-1 now also. The other thing that tripped me out was my buddy Trip. He called me out. And I was like, what is really going on around here? Is there something in the water? But he shoots carry optics. This is like his 5th or 6th match, and he's very fun to watch. He's new to it, so he's trying to learn himself, discover. He's very fast, both on his feet and on the trigger. And once he figures out a few mechanical details, he's definitely going to be a force to be reckoned with, especially if it comes to carry optics, if he sticks with carry optics. Maybe he should come over to Limited. Food for thought. We will see. But that was the match review from RPS. Very fun stages. The bar has been set. Now let's see what happens now moving forward. I hope everyone had a great holidays, bought in the new year on a positive note. Now let's get busy with 2022. Until next time, keep shooting, keep practicing, and have fun. Y'all take care now.